Everyone has their safe places. But what do you do when the unknown creeps in? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Coruscant Nights. Tonight I am joined by three familiar voices. Who would like to say hello first?
I'm Nikki Kroc, the voice on some of the credits, also the supporting person in the background that brings Mark sandwiches and tells him what a good job he's doing. I'm reprising the role of Mirla, aka Mimi Wren, and I'm Barin, who I think is very pasty and pale with red eyes. If you will remember, Mimi is a 10-year-old dancer who enjoys oversized sweaters, space buns, and scrunchies.
Okay.
Space buns with scrunchies.
All right. I'm also joined by Nikki Smetters today. Who are you playing today?
I am playing Mimi's older sister, Shrelby.
Can you tell us a little bit about Shrelby?
I'm 13. I have about as much melanin as she does. I'm just kind of like I'm just kind of living my life. Little valley girl.
You're also secretly smarty pants.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yep.
You have heights and depths to your character.
Yes.
You also enjoy heights and depths. I
love a good soap. That's about it.
And last but not least, Mary Frances.
Oh, hi, everybody.
And who are you playing?
I'm reprising my role of Moxie, the feline humanoid. I'm cool. I like leather. I like camo. I front real funny and confident, but on the inside, I'm a little bit insecure, as most 13-year-olds are, I feel. I'm neighbors with Shrelby and Mimi, and I kind of see them every day. They're kind of my people, and, I don't have the same melanin similarities, because I'm a cat. I look like a cat, but they like me, okay, I think.
We'll see.
I hope. We've been through some adventures together. I feel like we have worked through some things. Life has sent us some experiences, and we have been through them together. And
we've had some adventures.
Yeah. And with the help of my friend Gusto, the clone trooper, and those bullies who suddenly turned friends. We've gotten through some things together.
Our camera zooms in through the mall, passing shops, kiosks, and music stores, Morguldems, holodiscs, and ephemera, the Jolly Toydarian, past the lifts in the center to a small dance studio in one of the back corners. We see a young Umbaran girl receiving a dance lesson from her Twi'lek teacher.
Is it a solo class or is it a group class?
Right now it's solo.
Okay.
So you're advanced.
It's my 10-year-old passion.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the things you're good at.
It is.
Yeah.
It's also our mom was a dancer.
It's true.
So I feel very connected to our mom, who I actually never met, through dance. And also why I feel so strongly about my dance teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She's my mentor.
That sweater you wear all the time belonged to her as well.
Yes, I'm wearing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I am wearing striped leggings, gray and white striped leggings, with a white tank top and an oversized black sweater that belonged to our mother. Space buns with two galactic striped scrunchies around each bun. Sweat glistens on her brow while she ronde-jambs at the bar in front of a wall of glass mirrors, listening expectantly for critique from her teacher, from her Twi'lek teacher.
I would like you to roll.
Okay.
To see how well you're doing.
How many dice should I use?
What do you think you would roll?
Body and move, right?
Potentially.
So body's
Unless
2.
you want to argue something else.
No, I think that's good for me.
Okay.
Body 2, move 1.
3 dice. We're hoping for a 6.
No.
No 6s. So you go through your routine, and as you're moving, your teacher comes up and corrects you with her hands and puts your feet in the right places and straightens your back a little bit. And as she has you there, you see come in through the front door your stepmom. She waits off to the side for a few moments before the teacher notices her, and the class ends. Your teacher says,
You are doing very well. You just need to practice more at home, but I will see you next week.
Thank you, Madame. Au revoir. See you next week.
your stepmom has a pair of big shopping bags, and she gestures for you to come along. Our camera moves through the mall, past Force Locker, and Pantora, and a number of other stores until it finds...
Anti-androids pretzels.
Yep, it finds Moxie and Shrelby. Where are they, and what are they doing?
We're in the arcade. The mall arcade. We are in our full 80s glory.
This is a good mall if it has a dance studio and an arcade.
It's huge. This mall is...
I was going to say glamour shots.
It's probably got 12 or 13 stories. It definitely spans multiple levels. You can probably get there from the edge of Sereno Heights and Gunga Town down below. So where are the two of you?
So when I first got to the mall, I had an appointment to get a haircut. So I went and I got a perm and a cut. And so now I'm rocking a really beautiful curly mullet with some tiger stripes shaved into the sides. And
Real classy.
oh, I look incredible. Like I'm going to be the envy of everybody, all my peers.
With your leather jacket.
Yeah, with my brown
Yeah.
leather, with my black leather jacket with the studs, and then my camo, baggy camo pants. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. So yeah, I really want to capture this moment. So I take a quick stop off at Olin Mills and get.
Which is still called Olin Mills in Star Wars.
Of course.
What is Olin Mills?
It spans galaxies, okay?
It's where you wear your Oshkosh Bagosh overalls and get your picture taken on a soft blue suede background.
Every mall in the United States. Oh, that's fun. I feel like every mall in the United States had an Olin Mills. They had to.
Mhm.
So many family photo sessions happened at an Olin Mills.
So you've got a handful of hollow photos of yourself.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
just took a quick stop off and got some pictures. And Shrelby hopped in on some of them with me. We did some fun poses with, like, you know, different props that they had there. I, of course, broke out my trusty can of spray paint and posed with it. And yeah, we were feeling like hot bantha poodoo. The hollow photo booth. Yeah. So, but we're done with
Where
that
did
now.
you meet up then?
Well, we met
Yeah.
up at the arcade, and we're just hanging out, playing some games. Shrelby knows that to come meet us there after her dance class. It's our routine every week. While Shrelby's having her, not Shrelby, while Mimi is having her dance class, you know, we'll hit up some games in the arcade and beat our high score and that kind of thing while we wait for Mimi.
Get some Sbarro pizza.
Yeah.
And
Ms.
Mrs. Wren comes along with Mimi in tow, and she lets you know it's time to head out.
Does nobody comment on my new hair? Mimi, what do you think of it?
Moxie, that hair is terrible. What did you do to your head? I can't believe it.
Mimi, you just don't know what's cool
Your dad's
yet.
gonna freak.
That's quite possible. You just don't know what's cool yet, all right? Everybody's gonna be copying me at school. Just you wait. It's the bee's knees.
Meanwhile, I'm in the full 80s garb of white rain, spackled hair, and a members only jacket. And somehow I kind of put shoulder pads in it too. So there's a little extra oomph. I'm looking fly.
Do you have your schoolwork, I would assume, based on our last game?
It's in my backpack.
Probably doing
but
that
I also
while...
have
So this is a typical Friday afternoon for the three of you. Mimi goes to dance class. The two of you hang out in the mall until it's time to go home. What is homework looking like this weekend, and do you have any plans?
secretly I've already done most of mine in between classes. But she doesn't like to tell people that because they'll think she's a nerd. She's such a nerd secretly.
Mimi plans to watch a ton of movies on Saturday, just all day, like a hardcore marathon. Not even like a specific genre, just like hitting a lot of different bases, like romance, action, comedy. She has a diverse aesthetic, so she's looking to take in some media, consume some media on Saturday. Finishing off with, what's the Star Wars version of Save the Last Dance? Save the Last.
It's about Wookiees, and it's Shave the Last Dance.
Yeah, the Wookiee phenomenon, Shave the Last Dance, is the ultimate, is like the end of the marathon for her. She's gonna end on a high note. And then on Sunday, she plans on joining her class to do a group community service where they walk through their level of Coruscant and pick up trash. So it's like a little extra Sunday activity where she gets to hang out with her classmates and kind of like do something good for the community.
I have a lot of homework, but I also have, I've kind of charmed my way into the good graces of a lot of people at school. People who think I'm cool, because I am really cool, let's face it. So in between my classes, I kind of butter up some people and convince them that helping me with my homework, or flat out doing my homework for me, is doing them a favor. So by the end of the week, I've got a really light load of work to do. So I'm just going to bang out what I have left and then join Mimi as much as possible for her movie marathon, because, Mimi's only 10, but she's kind of cool and we have the same taste in movies. So my plan is to kind of catch up on some of those movies with her. And then I've got...
that's nice.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go do some shooting practice on Sunday with my mentor.
With Gusto.
Gusto.
Just going to shoot some stuff
Gusto
on Sunday.
the stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Gusto the clone trooper.
Yeah.
We'll go, way out in the country and just shoot at womp rats. We don't really try to kill them or anything. Mostly we just want to see them jump high in there.
Out in the country is just really, really far down where nobody cares about anything.
Exactly.
And since you're going out with Gusto always brings good food.
That's really my main reason for going. I don't really care about shooting guns, but I love eating.
I guess I'm doing the movie marathon on Saturday, and I am going to beat the high.
You are especially looking forward to Shave the Last Dance.
Absolutely, for the third time.
Because it has Dirk Burton, a one-time star of Heights and Depths.
I love him.
Since he's a Wookiee.
And on Sunday...
Wookiees dancing, man.
On Sunday, I'm going to try and beat the high score on... I'm trying to think of a Star Wars joke on Space Invaders that isn't actually Space Invaders.
I feel like it is just Space Invaders.
Yep. It's
in Star Wars.
Universal. So I'm going to beat the high score in Space Invaders.
The three of you head home with your mom. She pulls the speeder
Stepmom
in behind the house because it's got one of those garages that's behind it and lets the three of you out.
What's stepmom's name?
We could take the stepmom name for Bill and Ted and she could be Missy.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay. Thanks, Missy.
Thanks, Mrs. Wren.
No problem, ladies. You three got any plans for tonight? We're going to have dinner in about 45 minutes.
Ooh, what you making?
Shack steaks. Mr. Wren's favorite.
Mrs. Wren, that sounds delicious. I'll be over at 7.
Just invite yourself over, Moxie. It's fine, whatever. I feel like Moxie probably is over for dinner like a lot anyway.
Yeah.
There's always an extra shack steak for Moxie.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like we're friendlier with our stepmom than we have been in the past.
Well, it has been maybe a month and a half since we last checked in with the trio. I'm
curious what happened to Missy when the Star Wars FBI burst into the house to chase us down.
Well, the thing is, that was not the Star Wars version of the FBI. They came in, they looked for you, they left. Missy never heard from them again.
Missy's been a little bit confused about that for a while.
Yeah. Why people were looking for the two of you, and she's not one to ask questions, though. She's got other things on her mind, like her hair. You said you'll be over at 7, so you're heading home?
Yeah, I'm going to run home and drop off my backpack and my school stuff, because, we went straight from school to the mall.
Okay.
touch
Show
up
off your new haircut.
touch up my
Yeah.
new fly do, because let's be real, I'm gonna be the envy of all that see me.
Your dad's gonna make you wear a hat.
Like he could even do that. Like to see him try.
They don't allow hats in school.
You got home from the mall at about 6:15. If you're heading over for dinner at 7.
Okay, great.
It is winter. It's a little bit colder. The place that the three of you live in is Little Onderon, which is sort of the city equivalent of the suburbs. The three of you live on a little cul-de-sac. The Wren household has very well manicured lawn and with a lawn chair set out front
But
for...
it's still like a city.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a city. It's a small lawn.
Okay.
And out in front of Moxie's house, it is overgrown and there's just lots of stuff. There's a lot to keep track of in Moxie's house.
Just a lot of rusted metal that was once a thing that now is just unrecognizable as anything useful.
A lot of Android parts.
Yeah.
And Moxie heads into her house, which is the usual chaos of having that many siblings of varying ages.
I walk in, nobody even registers that I'm home because they're all running around like the younger kids are flinging peanut butter at each other. I don't know why, and I don't know who gave it to them. So I just walk upstairs, and my brothers are in the living room, loudly screaming at the what do we call it? Television?
A tube.
Hollow TV. Whatever.
Loudly screaming at the hollow tube because they're playing some game with, shooting each other. I just don't really care. So I just put on my headphones, walk up to my room, put away my stuff, fluff up my hair, give it a good little spray just to cement it. Got on my Aquanet, just really cemented my new perm. Sat on my bed, looked around for a minute, and just was like, nope, I'm gonna be here in this chaos. So
Can you describe what your room looks like?
my room is, the walls are lined with bunk beds. So there are 3 sets of bunk beds.
You have to share your room?
Oh yeah,
I feel like the one girl would get her own room.
you would think that.
I mean, Park has his own room.
I don't get my own room, but I do have my own closet. So, for the most part, that's where I hang out. Because it is a walk-in closet, but that's the space that's my own. So my room itself has 3 sets of bunk beds, so me and 5 of my brothers are in there. And I have the bottom bunk, and I keep all my stuff under the bed, so that my closet can really be my safe haven and my retreat. So I go and I to get away from the chaos, so I kind of open the door to my closet, and I walk in, close the door behind me, and I flip on the light, and I have all the walls painted in this kind of dark blue swirl, and I have the galaxies that I've painted on the walls, like big stickers that I've put up of constellations and glow-in-the-dark stars everywhere, and I have pillows and blankets shoved up in a corner so I can go over there and sit and read. And one corner is my reading nook, the other corner is where I have a box stashed full of snacks that I nick from the kitchen before all the brothers can dive in and take them all. And it's my oasis. It's my place to think and be creative, and also kind of come up with fun schemes to play on people at school.
Fun schemes.
Like how to con people into doing my homework for me.
You're a trickster.
Yeah.
What does Mimi typically do between getting home from class and dinner on Friday nights?
Mimi comes in from the garage through the back door and immediately flops herself down in front of the couch. Black sweater splayed artfully around her, and turns on the tube to HMN, Hollow Music Network, to enjoy whatever type of broadcasting is brought to her by the music station of the Hollow News Network.
It's analog 80s, so it's actually music.
Is it like behind the scenes? It's not like cribs. It's the actual music.
And
Fully intending to just zone out until dinner. Like she's not going to do anything. Like it's Friday. She doesn't have any homework. She's just sitting down, chilling. because she's 10. 10-year-olds don't have homework on the week. So she's just got this glazed look in her eyes while she's like just consuming music video after music video, waiting for Missy to announce when the shark steaks will be done.
And Missy and Shrelby are at the car, and Missy asks Shrelby, can you give me a hand with these bags? Bring a couple of them upstairs.
I kind of huff and roll my eyes like a 13-year-old and sort of, I do it, but at the same time, I literally drag my feet along the ground like a brat. Fine.
And can you tell your sister to get cleaned up after her dance class?
I might
Take
be a
that
little
old sweater
smelly.
off.
Mimi just continues to stare glazedly into the TV.
Glazedly.
Maybe even like a little bit of drool coming out of the corner of her mouth. And she goes, huh?
Take a shower!
And Missy says, stop yelling at your sister. She's right there. And takes the bags and brings them into the kitchen around the corner from the stairs up.
Mimi has zero intention of taking a shower.
She's a 10-year-old after my own heart.
Just like, I'm not that sweaty.
Okay.
She's just ignoring effort. She's put in enough effort, she feels.
Then what does Shrelby do between getting home and having dinner?
Let's see. I go up and I'm 13, but I'm going on 14. I've recently started to sneak like lipstick and all of that, so I kind of run up to my room and dig the lipstick that I got secretly. Missy doesn't know. Put it on, wipe it off, put it on a little bit more. I hairspray my hair some more.
Shrelby is doing that. I would like an investigate check from her.
1 investigate, but mine is 5.
Yeah, so that's 6 dice. 2 6s. Great.
I hairspray the heck out of my hair.
Well, you're doing that, and let's say the mirror that you're using is on the inside wall of your room. On the other side of this wall would be the hallway.
Okay.
And behind you, there's a big window that looks out onto the street. And outside that window, in the light from a street lamp, there's somebody just standing there.
Oh, creepy.
I don't like that.
Looking at your house.
I don't like that at all.
Is it another one of my admirers at school? I don't recognize them, but that
So-
doesn't mean anything.
You rolled 2 6s, so one of those 6s was a success. The other one gets you a bonus effect. So you can ask a question and get 1 die on 1 roll when you use that information. Ask me a question and I have to tell you the truth
Okay.
regarding this person, this figure.
Who dat?
Is the person outside our house? Or, well, I guess it doesn't matter because we're neighbors.
I can give you a description.
Okay.
So we see Shrelby sort of sitting, looking in this mirror, doing her makeup, and she sees this person just like off and over her shoulder. And our camera sort of zooms in over her shoulder, and we see it's a human man, and he is wearing robes. They look like tannish, maybe, and he has a short beard.
I don't totally stop what I'm doing, but I kind of like watching him in the mirror at the same time that I'm now applying lipstick. And I kind of like, I'm looking to the side, and so I'm like smearing it halfway across my face while I... Who is this?
And as soon as you turn your head and look over your shoulder, he's gone.
Ooh.
I don't like it.
Ooh.
I don't like it at all.
A ghost Jedi.
I kind of just shrug it off and go back to what I was doing.
Before long, 7 o'clock rolls around.
It's time for steak.
Is that Moxie knocking on the door?
Obviously. And as I wait, the knocks get more and more aggressive and concerned that they've eaten my steak.
Mimi levers herself off the couch, but in the way that like her eyes stay focused on the TV and her body leads the way, so she's like kind of keeping an eye on it even though she's walking away slowly. So when she answers the door, she's not even looking at Moxie. She's still watching the TV. She's just like, Hey!
I'm used to Mimi opening the door like this, so I think nothing of it. Hey, Mimi, what you watching?
What am I watching?
Are you still watching music videos, or
Oh,
have you
yeah.
changed it?
Endless.
Okay.
En route.
You want a band?
Mm-hmm. Please band me.
It is the one that Moxie is actually wearing the t-shirt of right now.
Mm.
It is Darksaber.
Oh,
Mandalorian metal.
cool. I love this song. And I walk into the living room and I just start dancing in the living room with Mimi.
I'm not dancing. I'm just like
You're just
the glue.
observing. Oh, okay. So I
Mhm.
just start dancing around Mimi because I love this song. The rhythm's
Mhm.
really good, and I'm really feeling it with my new hair and everything. Like it totally goes with the whole vibe. I'm really in it.
And your dad peeks around the corner and says, "Ladies, it's dinner time."
Oh,
He sounds like a nerd.
hey,
Oh, he's a total
hey,
nerd.
Mr. W. Thanks for letting me come over for some steak.
It's Mr. R, but come on.
I was thinking it was Mr. Wren, like the bird.
Yep, it's Ren with an R,
Wren.
like the Kylo.
This is an ongoing thing where she keeps calling him Mr. W, thinking our last name starts with a W.
Yeah, and he's just always patiently correcting me, and I just don't care. Like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever you say, Mr. W.
And Moxie heads into the kitchen.
So does Mimi.
Oh wow, okay. I wasn't expecting to get you pulled away from the TV that easily.
Hey, Mimi, don't ever turn down a shack steak.
Missy has started to set the table and says, "Moxie, Mimi, will you help me set the table? Grab some forks and knives and things."
I'll help you, Mrs. W.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. You all get the table set, and dinner is quickly served. You want to tell me about dinner? What it's like? How it tastes? What you have with it? What you talk about?
Mimi is happy to serve herself at the table, but she's not quite old enough for her dad to let her have the sharp knife. So while Mimi puts a shake stack and a very large pile of Star Wars potatoes.
Sure.
What's a Star Wars potato?
A potato.
Takes a very large portion of Star Wars mashed potatoes onto her plate and a glass of blue milk.
Mash. Space potatoes.
Mashed space potatoes. And a glass of blue milk provided by Missy.
Space buds.
Space buds.
Space buds. Yes, I'm going to make a joke about them later. So she serves herself a shack steak, like an abnormally large pile of space buds, mashed space buds. She's a fan. Pile of green beans because her dad gives her kind of like a sideways glance when there aren't any beans on her plate. So she helps herself some beans. And then she kind of pushes her plate. She's sitting next to her dad. So she kind of pushes it over a little bit and he takes his steak knife and he kind of like cuts up her steak for her and then like pushes it back to her. And then she starts digging in and kind of like looking at everybody, just like shoveling food in her mouth. But not really looking at her food, just kind of like looking at everybody else.
So I just sit down in they have like a rectangular dining table, and I sit down in the middle on the right hand side of the table, the long end, because everyone knows the middle, you're closest to all the food. So that's the seat I pick, and I'm just reaching as quickly as I can because I have 10 brothers to deal with. I'm used to having.
Yeah, you're a fast eater.
You
have to compete.
I gotta
so
fend
you're really,
for myself. Oh yeah, I'm on it. So
yeah, I feel like it's a rectangular table, and Mr. and Mrs. Wren are at the two heads, and Mimi and Shrelby are on one side, and maybe Moxie's on the other.
yeah, I'm right in the middle on the other side. I had to move my chair to maneuver it to that middle position. So
You're like, this is my spot.
At some point, Mr. Red says, you can just slow down. There are only 5 of us here.
I have my mouth
There's
full.
more than enough for everyone.
I made a tower of all the food. So I had the steak was my base, and then I put the mashed potato on top, and then I put the green beans on top of that. And I was just kind of cutting through, and each bite had all of it in it. I was kind of, sorry, Mr. R. I'm sorry. This is really good, Mrs. W.
We've all learned the Heimlich a long time ago.
Food. That's right.
Specifically for Moxie.
Correct.
Does Shrelby have anything to add?
Shrelby, I'm trying to think of how a 13-year-old would. She probably pretends to be too chill to shovel her food, and then she just gives in and starts shoveling her food, and then
She's probably a very delicate eater to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of also expect Shrelby to have her data pad at the table.
Oh, yeah, she's absolutely sneaking text to her.
For her dad to say, no data pads at the table.
Well, everybody else is starting to like really tuck in. Mimi just takes a moment, stares at her space buds, says, "This means something."
And everybody stares at Mimi for a second, and then goes back to eating.
Are you making it into a tower with your fork? And then you're just
Such a common occurrence.
And then you're just reaching in with your in the bowl of space sponge with your hands, grabbing handfuls, and just making it into a match.
This is stage one encounter. This is not encounters of the third kind. This is just delicate
encounters of the first kind.
Ponderings about space buds. Just gentle shaping with a fork.
And as the three of you are pretty used to it, this Mr. Wren finishes his food quickly and cleans up his plate and leans in for a hug and says, "Well, I've got to head to work. You three have a good night and stay safe."
Bye, Dad.
Whatever.
Bye, Mr. W. Thanks again for dinner.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, Moxie.
Yeah.
He straightens his tie and grabs his jacket and heads out the front door. Missy's about done as well. She starts clearing the table. And let's get an investigate from Mimi.
Mimi.
No, you've already rolled. Let's get an investigate from Moxie.
So,
yeah.
I have 2 investigate, and then I have 3 mind. So I'm rolling 5 die.
Yes.
That's all. I have 2 6s.
2 6s.
Yes, sir.
So this dining room, Missy is taking plates and bringing stuff into the kitchen. It is in front of the kitchen, and the opposite wall to the kitchen has a big window that looks out on the street. And across the street, under a streetlight, Moxie sees a person just standing there in front of the house. You get to ask me a question with your second 6.
All right. So I'm assuming it's the same person who was watching the house before. And
yes, but I don't believe Shrelby said anything about that.
Oh, right, because Shrelby didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was anything unusual. Thought he was lost.
Can I tell anything about the person based on his clothes? Would that give me a clue as to who it is?
They look like a Jedi.
I called it! Mary Frances called it. So
you have an extra die on a roll pertaining to this person being a Jedi.
So I see this person out the window, and maybe it didn't strike Shrelby as odd, but I thought it was kind of weird, so I kind of call over my shoulder, "Mimi! Shrelby, come here, you guys." And I call him over to the window. There's someone out there.
What? There's always someone out there. We live in a neighborhood.
Shrelby, come on. You don't see a guy like that in the neighborhood all the time. Look at him. Look at his robes. What? Why is he staring?
The fact that we're
in the window?
neighbors is the only thing that makes you put up with me as a friend.
I'm a loyal person.
Okay. What's he doing?
Well, staring. Have you seen this guy before?
No. He doesn't go to our school.
You're not going to tell me that you saw him earlier?
Oh, yeah. He was standing outside our house like a couple of minutes ago, I guess, before dinner.
You didn't think that was
He's
creepy?
just standing there. He's probably a new neighbor.
Mimi, do you know him? Have you seen him in the neighborhood? I feel like you're a window watcher. If he's new to the neighborhood, you would have noticed him.
If the window is the window of our hollow television screen, then yes.
No.
Well,
He's new to me.
he's creeping on us, so I think we need to go outside and ask him what his deal is.
As you watch him and talk to each other, you see him turn and start walking down the street.
I run out the front door and start chasing after him, yelling, "Excuse me, mister! Hey! Hey, mister! Mister! Do you need something? Hey!"
I'm like, Moxie!
He stops with his back to you as you approach.
And I'm running super fast, and he stopped kind of abruptly, so I kind of run into his back. And excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, pardon me, sir. Hello?
Hello.
He's talking. I thought he was a ghost.
So he turns around. Do I see him? What does he look like?
He does turn around. He's a lot taller than you.
Wait, yeah.
He's human. He has a
I'm
beard.
a kid.
In your character description, it specifically says that you're tall.
Right, but I'm a 13-year-old cat humanoid, so, like, that's relative.
He looks down at you and says, "Hello there."
Thanks for listening to another episode of Coruscant Nights.
Coruscant Nights is a production of Nightcast Creative.
For more information on this and our other projects, visit nightcastcreative.com.
Thanks to Nikki, Mary Frances, and Nikki for playing on these episodes. Check out Nikki's art at nikkicroc.com. That's N-I-C-K-I, croc like a crock pot. And check out Nikki's art at nikkismetters.com.
If you're loving Coruscant Nights, be sure to leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher and visit us on Patreon at patreon.com/Coruscant Nights.
We are 3 weeks into our 100th episode contest with 2 weeks to go, and we just added some amazing dice bags to our growing pool of prizes. Thanks to Sammy. Today's question is, Fife is looking for a cure for death. Demo knows where a special ingredient might be hiding. In exchange for information, Demo asks Fife to take something from Aurora Biotech. What does Demo want? Think you know the answer? You could win cool Star Wars and RPG stuff over on our Discord. Every right answer is 1 entry into the contest. Check our show notes and follow the Discord link to play along and score big.